righty. Well, we do have some notices and proclamations this morning on item 4. The proclamation for Bridgehaven Children's Advocacy Center, there you are. Okay, the Bridgehaven folks here, y'all come on up. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, if y'all would tell everybody your name because Lou's going to write it down. She was for the record, okay?
Perfect. So my name is Jessica Martinez. I'm a forensic interviewer and educator with Bridgehaven Children's Advocacy Center.
I'm Joe McGinnis. I'm the development specialist at Bridgehaven Children's Advocacy Center.
So where are your locations?
We are in Dayton. We are on 601 North Winfrey Street. And we have a satellite office at the Chambers County Courthouse.
Well, proclamation reads, whereas we all have a responsibility as individuals, neighbors, community members, citizens of Liberty County to help create healthy, safe, and nurturing experiences for children. And whereas more than 200,000 children in Texas are reported as abused or neglected every year. Whereas safe and healthy childhoods can produce confident and successful adults, and whereas child abuse and neglect often occurs when people find themselves in stressful situations without community resources and don't know how to cope. Whereas the majority of child abuse cases stem from a situation and conditions that are preventable and engaged in supporting the community, and whereas child abuse and neglect can be reduced by making sure every family has the support they need and deserve to raise their children in a healthy environment. And whereas it is recognized that no one person can do everything, but that everyone can do something. And together we can create change for the better. Whereas effective prevention programs succeed because of partnerships among agencies, schools, religious organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. So we have signed this proclamation on behalf of the Commissioners Court of Liberty County, Texas, to proclaim that April of 2025 is Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month in Liberty County. Thank you. All right. Appreciate y'all. Maybe tell us a little bit about how you interact, with law enforcement, because I know the sheriff, I'll talk to him on a regular basis, probably got a cell phone number.
Yeah, so we coordinate with law enforcement, CPS, and prosecution of Liberty and Chambers County to be able to do forensic interviews. And I, as a forensic interviewer myself, do talk to the children who have experienced trauma or abuse. They are there for the forensic interviews, and we help them with their investigation.
How many people do you have on staff at your office?
Currently, I believe we have 16 in total.
Okay, and your satellite office, how many are there?
Oh, so we travel to the
You travel
satellite.
back and forth, but you share the fun, okay. And about how many cases do y'all handle a year?
I believe last year we handled about 366 cases. So roughly maybe like 30 to 40 each month.
And found successful resolution with those. Thank you again, appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, appreciate you being here. Oh. Y'all gonna put me in the middle? I'll go for that. Thank you. All right, you bet. Get back. See, Jared, I told you get something out of the deal.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Okay, moving right along to item number 5, public comment. Well, this is better than a public comment. We have a new member to work with us in Liberty County on behalf of the AgriLife Extension Office and the services provided there. Eric Zimmerman, please come on up here and let's introduce our new member.
Judge, good morning. Glad to be here in Liberty, Texas again.
Yes,
Add
sir.
to our team, Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service agent.
Y'all ease on around this way so we get to see you.
Monica Ripkowski is our proposed finalist for the vacant FCA position that has been vacant for some time since. She left us. She didn't leave us. She actually moved over to the specialist role. But and so she's still engaged with a lot of the things that go on here and with the agency as well. So we're certainly glad to have Monica as our finalist for this vacant family community health position added to our team. She got a Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education from Sam Houston State University and a Master's in School of Counseling from Lamar. And she's been a long time employee of Liberty ISD as an elementary school teacher and then as a special education counselor. And most recently, I believe she's assistant director for special education for Dayton ISD. So a lot of background with education, which ultimately that's what we do as an extension of the Texas A&M University system and educating those young people as well as adults with the things that we offer with agri-natural resources, county community health, community economic development, and of course, 4-H youth development with Joe Lynn as well. So we're glad to have her as a proposed finalist. Anticipated start date will be on Monday, June the 9th. That will be that first week. We'll have her here in the office, and then the Tuesday through Friday, we get to bring her to College Station to indoctrinate her.
There you go.
Tell me Monica's last name.
Monica Ripkowski, RIPKOWSK.
Well, I do hope y'all buy her some new tennis shoes because she's going to need them.
What's that?
Y'all buy her some new tennis shoes because she's going to need them.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Hit the ground
And I
running.
think she's going to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
So we certainly appreciate y'all's support.
You
On
bet.
a side note too, I was just looking, we're up in 4-H again in terms of enrollment at 115% of last year's enrollment. So congratulations to the staff. Of course, we've got a charge.
Why don't you introduce the other staff members while we're
Yeah.
there?
Kimberly and Eric. Kimberly's our extension agent for BLT, Better Living for Texans. So her number one charge is nutrition education for limited resource people that live in Liberty County. Jolyn Reynolds is our 4-H program assistant full-time, and she's taken over since we had that one other vacant position as a 4-H agent. She's the lead in a lot of those things with our 4-H youth development. Of course, Jason Bowman assumed the Ag and Natural Resources position 1st of April. So he's been on the job for about, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks almost. Yeah, so we're glad to have him there. And so they're a good team. They've all got some type of 4-H role. Then again, they also have some of the responsibilities for the adult programming as well.
Great.
Family community health, nutrition education, and of course, ag and natural resources.
Wonderful. Good to have you.
Thank you so
You
much.
betcha. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, yes.
You're going to learn that Liberty County is way bigger than you thought it was. The area that you cover, you're like, well, I'm in Moss Bluff. I'll be there in a minute. No.
It's gonna take a while.
It's 45 minutes up to Moss Hill.
That's
So
right.
go figure. Yeah,
I don't think it's getting small.
it's not.
No.
No, it's
No.
not. It's not. Thank you again.
Thank you
It's
so much.
wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Righty. Moving right along to item number 6.
No, I get to comment.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, we're not through yet. Yeah, okay. If y'all haven't noticed yet, early voting started today. Yeah.
Right now at 9 o'clock. Early voting will continue this week from 9 to 6. It will be this Saturday from 7 to 7, Sunday from 1 p.m. to 7, Monday and Tuesday of next week, 7 to 7, and election day is May 3rd. On this election, because it's a city and school elections, we have City of Ames, City of Dayzetta, City of Dayton, and City of Liberty are all picking council members. City of Cleveland does not have council members, but they do have charter amendments. And when you get your ballot and you've got one little thing up here and you've got this huge piece of paper and you're wondering why, it's because of the City of Cleveland charter amendments. They take up all the front and the back. And, we can't have multiple sizes of paper. So, yeah, we're using very big paper for little tiny elections for most of it. But City of Cleveland has charter amendments they're voting on. We also have Cleveland ISD voting on board members, Devers ISD voting on board members. Tarkington ISD has a bond election, and Liberty County Mud number 15 is having a formation election. And those are the ones that are having elections right now. We do not have a location open in Hardin for obvious reasons. There's just nothing really in the area. The early voting locations will be Cleveland Civic Center, Santa Fe Admin Building, Dayton Community Center, and Jack Hartel. On election day, we will open up at Devers, Dayzetta, Ames, and the Tarkington School boardroom, in addition to the 4 early voting locations. And that's it. We're hoping people will get out and vote.
Well, I'm sure they will. One of the things I did want to mention about is the mud election in Targeted. And Matthew, feel free to jump in there with me on this if I start getting bogged down. But folks have had questions about it. And it's like some people were notified of it, some were not notified of it that live in the area. But the whole picture is this. It's for a district, okay? A specific area that's legally determined. I mean, it's written on the ballot where it's going to be. So you have to live in that district to vote. And if you don't live in that district, you don't get to vote, okay, for that mud. So I'm going to put it in a really plain, simple method here. This is the district, and it's got a fence around it, okay? And for lack of an easier way of saying it, you have cows that want to live in this pasture because it's better pasture. Okay, it's got water and it's got grass and it's got some shade trees and a few barns. But to form it, it only takes 1 cow to vote. Yeah, that's it. So somebody moves, say, a trailer house out on this property and they reside there for more than 6 months, they are eligible to vote. There it is. And nobody else lives inside that fence. So they can't vote. So who does it affect? Only the people that live in that district, which is 1 person at this point. Eventually there might be 700 families that live there. But that's the way the law is set up. The county did not create that law. That's legislative. It also, it is, it's governed by TCEQ. So you think about that. It's not the county that says what the mud's going to do. The mud board itself is appointed by TCEQ.
Well, they're voted for in this election.
Yeah.
So they finalized the board in this election.
So any questions I would say that you have, we'll be glad to try to answer them best we can. But the other side of it is it's legislative and state. Okay, it's real simple. So the folks,
this is a proposed subdivision that it seems to me like it's a little premature on doing a mud district when they don't even they haven't sold any lots, we haven't even got approved on the plat or anything.
They do that so that they can start building the roads and the water infrastructure and everything for the subdivision. This has been a procedural thing we've been dealing with for a while. There is, in fact, another mud having an election at this time. It's Mud 14. However, they did not contract with the county to do their election. They are doing it themselves. And, that's their choice. But when you only have 1 or 2 voters, I guess it's kind of easy, why rent equipment when you just have them come in and sign it. But most of them see the wisdom of doing it more publicly. But these are big, huge, empty fields that they, plop a trailer on and put some people in it, and that's their registered voters. And then once they approve their board and all the bonds, then these people start building their subdivision. And we are up to, I think, Liberty County Mud 20, not counting the river ranches and the specialty muds. There's a bunch of them out there.
Yeah.
There's an MMD2. I've been getting some stuff from TCEQ on. That's a management district. So I created that special districts thing so we can start keeping up with all these because they're coming in fast and furious at this point.
And they're handy to know where their locations are. Because it will affect, well,
People around them.
the people around in the municipality that's close to them, and then also a school district that's involved. So the thing is, we have yet to see a plat for this development. So there it is. You ask, how come the county didn't know anything about it? It's because we haven't been told. It's real simple. But we made some inquiries now, but that's the way the law is written. And we are compelled to follow the law. Are we not, Matthew? That's it. Okay. So anyway, any questions y'all might have, ask somebody. We'll be glad to help you all we can. But right now, that is an issue that will be voted on by the public, which in this instance is one person. Yeah. Okay.
Well, and for what it is worth, because I do have the special districts thing on the official public records, you can look up and see who's filed for MUDs, which ones are coming, what TCEQ and other documents have been filed for these MUDs. I mean, we are putting them out there for the public to view.
Yep.
But actually, the mud taxing will only affect the people in that
MUD
specific district.
Mhm.
Right now, there's only one person. Eventually, though,
What would just for debates purposes, what would it do to surrounding areas that are contiguous to a MUD? It might increase their property values because they are that close to one. And then again, if they ever wanted to enlarge that MUD, they'd have to vote for that. I believe that's the way the law is written too. Yeah. It'd be a public vote because the public that surrounds that area requested it. Yeah. I doubt that's going to happen up there. Okay. All righty. Moving right along. And y'all go vote, please. Declare conflicts of interest. Does anyone have any conflicts of interest to say anything today? Okay. All right. Move right along to a consent agenda. Dwayne, we have some add-ons.
I got one correction, one budget amendment, Road and Bridge Precinct 2 and 4. Precinct 4 should be a reduction of $5,000 in their road material. And then I've got an addition on, sort of approval on advance payment of $1,579 to go for a 1-year storage rental to Liberty Central Storage starting May 1st. It's for lease, stores and records.
We're out of space in that attic. If anybody's been in there lately, you know what I'm talking about. So we got a good deal on that new place that they built right up where the Thrifty used to be on Main Street. It's climate controlled. It's like a 10-foot by 14-foot building, and we need to start moving stuff in there right away. So we'd like approval to go ahead and do that.
Kim?
I don't have anything.
Okay. All righty.
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda along with the add-ons.
Got a motion from Bruce, second from David to approve the consent agenda with the additions added. Is there any further discussion?
Judge, I have a comment on the meeting minutes of 4:14. I think my name and yours were swapped for voting aye and abstaining. So
On which one?
4:14.
I'll take a look at it. Do you remember which item number?
I think it's all of them.
Oh, okay. I think I had a staffer doing that one. I'll fix it.
Yeah, it was all of them.
Okay. I'll correct that.
All righty. So we got a motion and a second with another addition. Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Moving on to the regular agenda. Number 8.1, consider and approve the certification of the local official of public housing authority plans consistent with the state consolidated plan. The county collaborated with Texas Tort Communities to prepare the strategic plan. And this document is included to help manage the affordable housing in our communities. So in order for me to sign anything, it has to come before the court. I prefer the transparency part of that. So when I'm requested to sign something on behalf of the housing authority, I want it to come here first and explain what it is. So yes, yeah, please come up.
I do have documents. Did everyone receive an email?
Well, first tell everybody who you are.
Sorry, I'm Stephanie Berry, Executive Director of Liberty County Housing
Did they
Authority.
turn that mic on for me, please?
There you go.
Okay. Stephanie Berry, Executive Director of the Liberty County Housing Authority. I've been with the Housing Authority for 4 years. Now, I do have documents. Did you receive those via email? If not, I do have a copy for you. Everyone have a copy?
We didn't get them.
Now, would you like me to just go
Yep.
along with everything? So,
Mhm.
HUD requires the PHAs to provide an annual plan yearly and a 5-year plan. We have a form that's the 577 SL and explains how our LCHA aligns with the county plan. This form confirms that our PHA plan will outline the goals, the strategies, activities providing affordable housing, and it is in agreement with the broader housing strategies of the local government of Liberty County. So I basically just need to get the form signed stating that our goals on our 5-year plan aligns with the 2016 to, I believe it's 2035 Liberty County strategic plan. It's 2016 to 2036. So on page 89 is the Chapter 8 housing that's in that county plan. So basically, we're agreeing to work on a broader aspect with the county, showing that we are gonna have an outreach plan that's gonna reach out to more landlords that may not know about Liberty County Housing Authority, that may not have, a good vibes with the county, of the housing authority, and just to let them know that we are rebuilding ourselves, we are having better communications with the landlord, the community tenants, and everyone that is involved. And we're doing our utmost to reach out to the outskirts of the county, not just Liberty, Dayton, and Cleveland, Devers, Raywood, Ames, Hardin, Splendora, and that, we can take in new landlords from those areas that can pass an inspection that has safe, decent housing and affordable housing for tenants that are in need. So we do house about 238 to 245 families. So that's head of household. There's obviously more numbers than that we're helping out. Do you have any other questions that I can?
No, ma'am,
help
that's pretty much it. Just wanted you to explain it to everybody.
with? Yes.
If I sign something on behalf of the county, it's
Yes, sir.
for this purpose, then I have permission to do so.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that the best way to explain it, Matthew? Pretty much? Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So,
Make a motion to approve.
got a motion from Bruce. Second from David. All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, next. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.2, from our fire marshal. Consider and approve the order authorizing fireworks sales for Cinco de Mayo, beginning May the 1st, 2025, and ending at midnight, May the 5th, 2025. Andy?
I have no issue with that. The fact that y'all approve the sale does not mean that the fireworks vendors are gonna actually open up and sell them. It just gives them the right to, if they decide to manage their stores.
Okay.
We've had no issues in the previous special sessions for fireworks sales with any calls for service related to fireworks at this point, so I see no reason not to.
Make a motion to approve excluding sticks and pins.
Correct.
Okay, got a motion from Bruce
Would you come, Butch?
and David. No, I said Bruce. Gig 'em. I like that shirt. It's got everything. Okay. Okay, got a motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you. Appreciate you, Andy. Number 3, 8-3 from Richard Brown, our tax assessor collector. Consider and approve annual acknowledgement approval of strike off due to statute of limitations. Got some strike offs. We're going to have a little rule about it.
Yeah, so we do this every April. We prepare, it's basically a system we have in place that through some of the media, it keeps up with anything that is not held by lawsuit, that you can only keep 20 years of outstanding real property taxes and 5 years personal property taxes on the roll. So in the event that, you have something more than that, we have to strike it off. So this year we're striking off the 2005 taxes and replacing it with the 2025.
Okay.
So it's not like we're losing, and it could even be a gain, because if values have gone up or some things have happened, you may be getting rid of, but you did strike off something that had 20 years possibly of penalty and interest. So that offsets a lot of it. So we try to keep our collections receivables accurate by doing this, and it is a statute in the tax code. Now, the exception to that is if there is a tax suit in place, which keeps it forever. It doesn't fall off. So
Shelf life hangs. Okay.
yes.
So, Mr. Brown,
Yes, sir.
so a piece of property that a person hasn't paid taxes on in 20 years, if Linebarger or somebody does file suit against them,
Mhm.
then that 20 years of taxes is completely forgiven.
No.
Well, on several pieces of property that I've looked at,
We strike off year 20 and replace it with year 25, in that case.
but it's not shown. What I'm saying is
I mean, if you have a particular case that we've overlooked, we need to look at that. But in general, the tax code is, if you're not held by a lawsuit, all we can have is 20 years
on the books.
on the books of receivables.
So how do we know that these people, I mean, we're basically saying, okay, we're writing this off the books. How do we keep up with it that if they continue not to pay taxes, or that from now, the taxes are gone off the record, can they foreclose on this land?
Well, we're just writing off the 2005. Everything from 2005 is still on
And
the
we
book.
replace it with 2025, or in this case, it could have been 2004, replace it with 2024. Whatever, you keep 20 years of real property. Now, the case that you're striking off taxes, again, that's a particular situation that I would have to review, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the maximum of 20 years of collectible taxes on real property and 5 years. And there probably are some things out there, and we would just have to look at those individually, but, and to say we could foreclose on it, we have contracted with the law firms to determine when they proceed with the foreclosure. We can try to guide them in that, but that's basically, they're contracted with the county or the entities to initiate. And it is by design, a very lengthy, slow process, which is the intent of it. No one wants to lose their property because of taxes. And the county and all the entities observe that, and the attorneys realize that too.
But we do have properties out there that people have passed away, their kin doesn't know about it, it's just sitting here, and it's sitting here for years upon years, and no one even worries about foreclosing on it for the taxes. And then we write off, or we just eliminate those taxes. So we have to wait another 4 or 5 years before we can start that procedure again.
Again, I'd have to look at the individual case.
I've got a couple of cases.
Yeah, I'd be glad to look at those and discuss them with the attorneys as well. But in general, and this is a program that was not being observed, we put this in place when I came back on, because basically you don't want to represent to the entities they have something more than they have the right to collect. you know, so we try to keep that ledger as clean as we can.
Okay.
So, the actual amount, and we send this out to all the entities, we send it to all the law firms. They have the right to challenge it or to check it to see if they do have a lawsuit in effect that we may not know about. And again, all this is monitored through Spindle Media, through our software program. They have access to it, they can review it. We send out all this multiple lists to everyone to review. I just kind of come to the county each year just to let you know that it isn't, I mean, what is the number this year? I don't have a report in front of me, but it's a significant amount. But when you look at our whole tax base, it's a small portion that's actually being struck off.
Okay.
So I do recommend that and it's not like it takes your approval, but I like to present it and like to have it put in the record that y'all are aware of it and that you are, you know.
Appreciate you doing that too.
So
Thank
this strike-off statute's been around for.
Oh, yeah, it's
a long time, so
statutory,
this is not
it's in the tax
anything to
code,
do-
it's not anything that, but basically it's to say statute of limitations apply in a lot of things, and you just can't have more than 20 years or 5 years unless you have a suit. Now, the suit preserves it.
Okay.
for-
So,
forever.
but what we don't know is what triggers the suit.
Well, there's a combination of things, because again, just like for 2024 taxes, even though they're delinquent right now, we send a letter out to them in May telling them, if you don't pay your taxes by June 30th, the attorneys have the right to initiate a suit and charge you 15% penalty. They can't even do that up until June 30th, till July 1. So 24 is kind of in that waiting stage right now. And then the attorneys, because they have to put out a lot of money to go forward with the suit. And we want them going after the ones that they can return, because the idea is to get the properties back on the tax roll, get that collected, or get it back to someone who can't pay the taxes.
I would suspect that the most current year would not be many suits filed.
No,
because
no, it's 4 or 5 years that I've seen most of them.
It's a slow process, and even once it's started, it's a slow, very, it's got to go through the tax courts, they get served, they go through the courts, they have the right to question, and at any time in the process, up until the day of the sheriff's sale, they can come in and get a contract with our office that will stay any legal action going forward. But like you said, sometimes it's family members that pass on, no one's really actively watching it, sometimes it gets.
And then when the property's sold, there's also a reclamation period after that.
Exactly, redemption,
Two
call it redemption, but reclamation, that's it.
I didn't know the right word, so.
Yeah, it's redemption, they have 180 days, if it's non-homestead, they have 2 years if it's homestead, so. It's a very
Detailed process.
detailed process that's in favor of the taxpayer, which is the way we want to.
Typically, we're not getting the taxes back, we're just getting them back on the rolls.
Well, sometimes you do find out they'll
You
come in.
get some of it.
Yeah, we had some this week they had over $40,000 of taxes outstanding. It was a family, and the kids came in, and actually we worked out a contract with them, and that happens sometimes, so.
Okay.
Fortunately, it happens.
Good.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Got a motion from Bruce, second from David. To approve, any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Brother Rick.
Yes, sir.
But you're not done yet.
Yeah.
Okay, just let you know. 8-4, also from Mr. Brown, consider and approve overpay refund for customer HCH Santa Fe, account number 242361, in the amount of $7,419.66.
Two of the things I don't like to do, first of all, striking off taxes and giving back money, but we have to, again, keep our business straight. And in this particular case, it was a double payment, so anything over $2,500 refund has to go through the court, auditor, our office and everything. So this is basically returning the money back, whoever created the refund. So we recommend approval of that motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from David, second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nay. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8-5, from our district attorney, Ms. Bergman. Consider and approve a $3,000 donation from the Liberty Elks Lodge to Darren the Lion Dare costume. I think let's help them out. Yeah. Motion to approve from Dave,
Second.
second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay. Next is 8.6. Consider and approve adoption of the 2025 updated Liberty County Strategic Plan conducted by Texas A&M University's Texas Target Communities Planning Team, faculty and students from the Texas A&M University College of Architecture. This is our second go-round. We did one started in 2016. We had the finished product around 2017. And we adopted it this when we got it, because we'd never had a strategic plan for the county. So 2017, we finally had a strategic plan and what we use it for, it's a map. It's a roadmap that tells folks what direction we're heading and why, and it gives justification, for anything from healthcare to transportation, drainage. I mean, there's a whole lot of good information in here. But the Texas Target Communities team from Texas A&M has come down, twice and helped us write this strategic plan. And we have the books ready now. And believe it or not, I use this book pretty regular, especially with the HGAC guys, because a lot of our funding for transportation and for drainage issues comes from HGAC. Probably, well, at least 95% of it does. So it's when you hold the book up and say, I have proof, there it is, it's written. So what I'm asking for y'all to do, Alexis worked on this with me and David Douglas and the Texas Target Community team, A&M, at my old school, of all places, the College of Architecture. And it's always been a pleasure working with these guys because they're young and they have fresh ideas. And I'm a little bit older and I don't have the fresh ideas they have, but they've always come through quite well. I think, Alexis, tell us some of the team members and if you would, and some of the insight.
Yeah, just a little bit. Again, I'm Alexis Cordova. I'm the former family community health agent for Texas A&M Higher Extension. I am, like Eric said, in a specialist role now. But this is a little bit of my passion. I've been working on it since 2014 with the faculty and students. And of course, the faculty would love to be here, but they're all teaching. Students are second year urban planning students, so they've gone on to their, respective careers at this point. Some of them came back for the rewrite. Even though that first plan was 2015 to 2036 or something like that, we saw the growth in the county, and we saw that we needed to get on in front of that. To drive development, we wanted to give them a guide for developers to look at. This is what we want for our county. And so we were really fortunate to get in that second rewrite and save the county at least $150,000 by partnering with Texas A&M AgriLife to facilitate the connection with Texas Target Communities. And so I've kind of facilitated the process. I'm the local face to bring leaders together and keep people and organize things. But I had really no big deal in writing the plan. I did want to feature this second plan has a health chapter. We know that the health of our residents is important. We know that we still operate under the state health, Texas Department of State Health Services. And so it is our goal as a county to get control and have our own health department one day because of our population growth. And so that helps steer that. But it's been exciting watching the students and our community leaders come together and voice their opinion on the growth of the county. And so I hope that you will use it as a guide. If you didn't get a printed version, we will be posting it on the line for your access after approval. You'll have access to the updated version. But there is a key steering committee. David Douglas being one of the main players in that. Obviously the judge, myself, and there's a whole host of, community and community members and leaders in, the area of the whole county. And so we're excited that this is finally here for your approval, and, continue to voice your opinion and feedback and use it as a guide. So,
I might add that we did have public meetings concerning this rewrite. I know we had them in Cleveland, Dayton, and Liberty. So if you have the opportunity to read through this and you see something that you thought was missed, come to the next go round and voice your concern or your opinion, because if we left it out, it's because we didn't know about it. And it's for the public to use, not just for us, okay? So I'm asking for your approval of this and adopt this strategic plan so we can move forward. We have a bunch of projects that are going to be using this to prove up the projects is our request, moves forward, especially in drainage and transportation and healthcare and mental health issues too. So, I mean, it's a pretty thick book. Okay. Got a motion from Greg. Is that David? Thank you. Second from David. My ear's kind of working on this side a little bit. Okay, just like that. Okay. Motion from Greg, second from David. Is there any further discussion?
Judge, is there, I'm looking at the recommended thoroughfares. Are these in a seriatim order here, or
No.
just, and is it really good for 10 years? Or it won't be redone for 10 years?
No, we try to do it every 5. We missed it and we hit it about 7 years. So the first go round, of course, was the very first one, and it was the most painful to write. But this, as we move forward, everything evolves and new projects come forward, and we try to prioritize those in the catalog itself.
Okay.
But say, just for instance, we had not a thoroughfare plan, but a mobility study done by Kimley Horn that was funded. Well, it's a $500,000 grant. We got $450,000 from HGAC. And then we had another $50,000 kicked in, 10 from Cleveland, 10 from Dayton, 10 from Liberty, and 20 from Liberty County. That's part of the matching fund aspect. And that paid for the mobility study, which was facilitated by Kimley Horn Engineering and completed. But using this strategic plan is what they read through first as they move forward. So then what happens next after the mobility study is we have the opportunity for a thoroughfare plan. Now you're like, oh boy, sure is a lot of studying going on. Folks, the way it works is if you can't prove it, you're not going to get it. Okay. You have to prove up the need. So we just got approved for the thoroughfare plan. Hallelujah. And that will be facilitated once again through HGAC. And then they will hire an engineering firm to continue that process. And what will happen is the thoroughfares within the county where they are considerations in the contiguous nature with Harris County, Chambers County, the other surrounding county for mobility. They will look at these and say, where's the big scratch at? And you put the scratch where the itch is, so to speak. And what happens, you prioritize projects. So for instance, do we need a bypass around Dayton? Yep, sure do. And once we finish the thoroughfare plan, the bypass consideration will be proven. And what would it do as far as traffic mobility in downtown Liberty, downtown Dayton during the max period? So that's what we look for in this. And it, so just to let you know, we did get approved for the thoroughfare plan. I'm elated about that. The same thing went for the drainage plan and drainage study that we're having completed right now. It was proven up by this book and the help that they give us. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for an aye. Or, call for a vote. I'll say an aye. Yeah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you. Item number 8.7 from Ms. Harris. Consider and approve the TAC HEBP interim COBRA administration agreement effective May 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. Kim, you want to explain this to us a little bit?
Well, I'll give it a.
Give it the old Aggie try. That's okay.
So, we currently. Lee wants me to turn it
Yeah, we want to hear you on the, so.
We currently have our COBRA administration through Blue Cross Blue Shield, but with TAC in the background. So TAC has decided sort of midstream, effective May 1st of our current period, that we will transition that COBRA administration over to Willis Towers, and they will be the ones who will administer our COBRA. Now, no one ever takes COBRA coverage because it's too expensive. So the $150 per enrolled participant fee that you see on this contract never happens because nobody ever takes it. And there is a $20 per notice fee that they will be charging eventually. They're going to waive that fee for us until December 31st, until our renewal period comes up. So they will charge a $20 per notice whenever somebody terminates with the county. They send out all the COBRA paperwork that's required, and that'll cost $20. And that, can get expensive because we have a lot of turnover, especially over at the jail. But anyway, we have no choice in this. It's a transition that they're doing in the background. I suppose we could go out for bids and do something different, but TAC knows who is on our insurance and they know who leaves our insurance because we tell them. And so it's just an easier thing to do to stay close to TAC on the COBRA administration service. So
Okay.
I recommend that we move forward.
Now, does this give me the authority to sign the paperwork for the COBRA?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
The only thing that you would be signing off on is that basically you acknowledge that they're transitioning over from Blue Cross Blue Shield directly with Liberty County to TAC intervening in the COBRA process.
And that's why this is on the agenda today, because I was not going to sign it till y'all told me I could.
Yeah.
So, part of the transparency issue.
Right.
All right.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from David, from Bruce. Second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Number 8.8, consider and approve Penny McMillan as Liberty County Representative to the HGAC Aging and Disability Advisory Committee. This committee exists to provide information and recommendations to the HGAC Board of Directors on services for older adults, individuals living with a disability, and family caregivers in the 12 county service area of the Houston-Galveston Area Agency on Aging and Houston-Galveston Aging and Disability Resource Center. Penny, come up and let's let everybody know that, yep, we need your help. There's a lot of committees at HGAC, and filling positions there is sometimes difficult because a lot of the folks that might really be good to put on there, they have other jobs. They work for, private enterprise, and not everybody's elected that serves, and not a lot of them say serve on a city council, even though we'd love to have them. But going to these committees is expensive, y'all. And if we can find somebody that is within the employment, say, of the county that understands what this is and the significance of it, we're going to throw a line in the water and see if she takes the bait. And Penny did. Thank you. A lot of these committees, they don't meet once a month. They don't meet in person. There's a lot of the Zoom meetings, but yet they will meet once a year at least in person. So I thank you for stepping up and taking care of this for us, because it is important, especially with the folks that are older than me.
Yes.
Not that I'm looking at Greg or anything like
Make a motion to approve.
that. Motion from Bruce. Second from, I'm gonna give that to Greg. He's a little bit older than me, okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Penny.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Penny. Number 8, 9, consider and approve new contract to Silogist Gov Incorporated to provide victim notification software for Texas statewide automated victim notification service. This replaces the previous software used, Texas Vine, operated by Apris Insights. Sheriff, is this y'all's, more or less?
You got all the agenda. Judge.
Okay, I got you.
Yes, it's ours. Yes, sir.
Because with savings, I see that on there. Okay. Lee, you got anything on this one too? No? All right.
Judge, it's just a replacement of how they invoice the bond statement.
Ah, so it does involve Dwayne. Okay, yeah. I don't see him raising his hand or anything.
Apris would bill us for the savings.
Yeah.
But this is just how they've just changed companies, is all it is.
Okay. What say the court?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8, 10 from Judge Brown down in Precinct 5 JP, consider and approve a 1-day shredding service for Justice of the Peace Precinct 5 Wade Brown to dispose of old files. Got a motion from David.
Second.
Is he taking this out of his fund? Dwayne?
It'll come out of non-departmental.
Yeah, okay, got a motion from David, second from Greg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8, 11 from Ms. Soliday, over in permits and inspections. Consider and approve payment of invoice number 12901.00-19 to Schaumburg and Polk for Ames sanitary sewer improvements using ARPA funds in the amount of $6,930. Okay, Melinda?
It's pretty self-explanatory. We get the invoices in and I make sure that they have the coverage. I know there was a question on some of these. So the city of Ames held a meeting and signed a resolution giving the power to the mayor of Barba Domain to be able to sign off on the invoices, so there would be no question. Because they do not have regularly scheduled meetings.
Yeah.
So they asked if this resolution would help, and I said they would probably help.
Sure
Yeah,
would.
definitely. Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion from Bruce, a second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8, 12 from Ms. Soliday. Well, we got you for a while here. Don't sit
Yes,
down
I
yet.
know.
Okay. 12, consider and approve progress payment number 1 to Schaumburg and Polk for the Ames sanitary sewer improvements using ARPA funds in the amount of $21,827.77.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8, 13 from Ms. Soliday, consider and approve the progress payment number 2, Schaumburg and Polk for the Ames sanitary sewer improvements using ARPA funds in the amount of $96,807.53.
Second.
Motion from David, second from Bruce. Any further discussion?
I think we tabled these all last time
Yes.
Because of the signature, yeah.
I read the resolution.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Now, are you going to want me to add this resolution, or is it okay from going forward? Do I need to
Catherine,
have the resolution as backup from now on for the Ames payments?
I would,
For the, okay, will do. I just want to make sure.
Okay. Number 14, consider and approve draw request number 6 on the CDBG-DR grant, number 24-065-014-E171, the amount of $806,955 for the following LJ invoices. 202-504-337. That's for $421,125. And then for 202-509-248 for $385,830 for a total of $806,955. That's pretty self-explanatory.
Right, and this is for the mid-mod, if you don't know
Yes.
the numbers, this is for the mid-mod grant.
Yes, ma'am.
make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Number 15, consider and approve payment request in the amount of $385,830 to LJ Engineering for the GLO CDBG Mid-Mod contract number 24-014-E171. And I believe this is for the drainage plan
Yes, sir.
study.
It's the mid, yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 16, consider and approve payment request in the amount of $421,125 to LJ Engineering for the GLO CDBG Mid-Mod contract 24-014-E171. Again, this is for the drainage study and drainage plan combination.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Number 17, consider and approve a letter of approval to use advanced drainage system polypropylene in Liberty County drainage and construction projects. Now, this might need a little explanation on this.
Okay, I had brought this to the Commissioners Court previously, and you asked me to send it to LJA, which is what I've done.
Right.
And they sent me a letter of approval, and they even helped me write the letter to include that it does not mitigate that they have to use this pipe. We can still use what we are currently using, but they do approve the pipe, and it is being used in different counties right now.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Bruce, second from Greg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 18, consider and approve the environmental review for TX CDBG-DR 20-066-010-C-063. This form is necessary to carry out the final review of the replacement home for 99 County Road 2571, Cleveland, Texas, and requires the judge's signature.
I'm sorry, Judge, there was an error on this. It should be C095.
C. Okay. Lee, you got that?
Yeah, that's for the last four houses on the demolition.
Make a motion to approve.
Matthew, is it okay to do it in that fashion? Okay. Got a motion.
With
All
the-
the backup has the correct number.
With the
of it.
correct.
Yeah, in the packet.
Yeah.
It's just a scrivener.
Okay.
Okay.
You got a motion from Bruce, a second from David to approve with that notation. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 19, consider and approve select bids for the CDBG Housing Buyout Grant number 20-066-013-C095, and contracts. Bid tabulations are included in the packet. I'm sure y'all all had the opportunity to look at these. You got a motion from David,
Second.
second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Melinda, I believe
I
you
can
got
go
them all
sit down.
done.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Next item up is from Mr. Dennis. Come on up, Nick. Consider and approve adding a new copier for Precinct 2 JP office to the county platinum master contract at $125.83 a month.
Yes, sir. This is just to replace their aging Xerox that's out of lease and get them something that's more up to date.
Okay. Motion from David,
Second.
second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor? Likewise, nays.
Thank you very much.
That motion, thank you. That motion carries. Number 21 for Mr. C over in purchasing, consider and approve recommendation to award the RFP number 25-10 autopsy transports and pauper cremations, and if applicable, the execute the contracts whenever you're ready. It's pretty much just.
Yeah, we've had a 2-year contract with them since 2023. So we did a new proposal, had a evaluation committee of the sheriff, deputy, chief deputy, and the first assistant county attorney. They looked at, there was 5 different companies that sent a proposal in, which all of them were the current ones that we have. Wells Funeral Home has not been on before, and they did send a proposal this time.
Okay.
But the way we did it 2 years ago and the way we suggest again is everybody sent in their quote of what they would like to see paid. Came up with a fair price. We thought that everybody could agree on, and everybody did. Some got a little less, some got a little more than they originally asked for. But because they're on a rotation basis, everybody has to make the same.
Yeah.
But the good news is the actual transport for the autopsy to Beaumont stayed the same at $795. Cremation went up to $860, which is $10 more. And the transportation, if you're sent over for an autopsy and you're deemed a pauper, they have to bring them back and then prepare them, send them to cremation. And that went up $75 to $425. So considering that was 2 years, these prices are pretty good.
Yeah.
So the suggestion is to award it to all of them at those prices.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Gerald,
Second.
second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 22 from Mr. C, consider and approve the transfer of the following assets from from Precinct 2 to Precinct 4. It's a Bomag reclaimer, a Vermeer brush chipper. Those are 2 items that are going to go from 2 to 4. And then B, from Precinct 4 to Precinct 1, a 1998 water truck. Well, I bet that's a running son gun in.
Better than the one I got now. The Vermeer brush chipper, that's mine. I got that. That should have been transferred from 2 to 1
2 to 1
years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
So just
I
scratch.
don't have it.
Yeah, I know. I have it over there.
It's like a game of whack-a-mole. Everybody transferring different things.
So we're swapping junk around.
In the case of the Bomag, it's 2 to make 1.
Yeah. Same way with the water truck. They got a good motor. I got a good body. So.
Lee, you need some clarification?
Yeah, because I'm confused. So
Yeah.
the Vermeer brush chipper is being transferred
From
from
2 to 1
2 to 1. Okay.
is the only change on that. I make that motion to approve with the corrections.
Changes. Okay.
Well, Jared, you ought to jump on that.
Second.
Too late. You got a motion from Bruce, second from Greg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise,
Usually
nays.
there's not much time to get that second in.
I know it's pretty fast, especially when we say it's time to adjourn. Yeah, okay.
Precinct 4 didn't have enough stuff to work on.
Number 23 from Mr. C, consider and approve the quote for roof repair from Texas Select Roofing and Construction, the amount of $22,000 with payment terms of 50% due upon issuance of the purchase order and the remaining balance due upon completion for precinct 4.
Make a motion to approve. Finally getting that leak fixed, huh?
Is it for your barn or for your office?
It's
or
the
something?
barn.
The barn, okay.
And notice the reason it's on here, he has the budget, he's paying for it, it doesn't have to be like in Commissioner's Court, except for the 50% down payment they want when they start.
But I don't have a line item that I'm aware of for the roof repair. I'm going to take it out of the materials
Right,
budget,
yeah.
so I'll have to do a budget amendment with Dwayne to do so. And this thing was one of the things that I found, a bunch of bids is needed to be repaired a long time. And yesterday was a great example of why we needed to do it.
And he did get 3 quotes. A purchase order was issued probably over a year ago, around a year ago for this, and it just never got done. So I can't redo it.
Okay. So what you're saying, you didn't have enough buckets to catch all the rain in the barn? Okay. Yes.
No, actually, the 2 inches that was flowing through.
Okay. Got a motion from Bruce, a second from Gerald to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay. Number 24 from Mr. C, consider and approve soliciting the sale of surplus property through an online auction.
Yeah, just approve that we can do it through an auction.
Make a motion to approve.
Got Bruce. Motion, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor? Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 25, consider and approve the list of surplus items for the online auction. You got any good junk that you're gonna?
Yeah, it should be in your package. I might have extras if you need it, but it's mostly IT equipment. It's just, we wait till we get a whole bunch to sell it all at one time. And then
Right.
several, 5, 6, 7, 8 or so Constable 2 and Constable 4 cars that they no longer use.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, a second from David to
Hey,
approve.
guys, I give y'all plenty of chance.
Yeah. It's a delayed reaction coming down the line here, okay? Motion from Bruce, second from David to approve. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 26 from Mr. C, consider and approve the purchase of a D5 M2-106 truck from Houston Freightliner for $294,380, utilizing the HGAC buy contract number HT06-20 for Road and Bridge number 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's in your package, so I was gonna hand it out. This is need to get approval, like I said, it's on by board contract. If Greg wants to say anything.
No,
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce. Second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor? Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 27 from Mr. C, consider and approve the resolution with government capital for the financing of a D5 M2-106 truck for Road and Bridge 2.
Okay.
So
as
we got to
part
pay
of-
for it.
As
somehow.
part of that, yeah, he wants to check on some financing. It's there's government capital, which has been around a long time. We have used them a long time ago. A lot of counties use them, like Polk County, Chambers County. They do a whole lot of government, a lot of counties. And they have a resolution that got passed, and we send the resolution that we're seeking financing and some financial information, and then we'll get their paperwork back once it's approved.
Do we have any idea what their interest rates are going?
It was, I forgot to bring it, it was like 5.17 or something, I think.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce. Second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Harold, I think that's it for you. Okay.
One more a little later.
Yeah, you do. Number 28 from Commissioner Arthur, consider and approve Hallett Materials Commercial Development Site Plan and No Rise Certificate at 1340 County Road 2117. Where are we on that now?
They're on the second round of their H&H study, back and forth with their engineers, and once I get the approval, I will get it on the agenda right away.
So we need to table this for the time?
Anybody from Howard Material here?
I'm sorry?
Anybody from Howard Material here?
I don't think so, no, sir.
In the same way, so what about Harrington?
I don't think anyone's here from Harrington's either today.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, behind me,
Yeah.
sorry, I looked over you.
Where we at on there?
It's the same thing, I'm just waiting, it's, I get copied on all the, what's transpiring between the two, agencies. And that's all I'm waiting on. They had, just sent another one the other day, asking for some other information.
Can we make an approval on, the agreements of waiting on LJA?
I'm sorry,
Can we make an approval today on this?
for once LJ,
Correct.
that's up to you.
I don't think I'd be comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
The way this thing is drug on, I'd like to see all the documents in place. Everything is by the book, because when you look at the consequences of failing FEMA and what it could do to the residents of the county, I don't think we should do it until it's done. It's a done deal.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's just my opinion.
No, I agree.
Good, we'll table.
Number 28.
Number 28, okay, got a motion to table from Greg. Wait for a second. Motion, let's see, motion from Greg, second from David to table. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nay. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 29, kind of the same thing, but this one's for consider and approve Harrington Aggregates Commercial Development Site Plan and No Rise Certificate at 2273 Highway 146 North. And we still don't have the paperwork from LJ.
Correct.
We have representatives here. Would they like to say something?
Well, good morning. We're working with LJA. They give us a punch list of things that are required. And then we try to get those back to them. And then they inform us that they have up to 30 days to review them. And right now, the lady, Anna Chamberlain, she's going on vacation next week. So it's a drug out process. And
Are we ever gonna get to build anything in the no-rise area anymore?
I can't answer that question.
The thing is, we have to, whoever wants to build in a in a floodway has to prove that it's not gonna be detrimental to the neighbors when it comes to floodwaters. I'm gonna have.
And that's been done by a professional engineer.
Yes, the H&H study is usually done by a professional engineer.
Okay.
Now, that's for commercial. Okay, we do everything with the engineers when it comes to commercial facilities. Residential, we require the elevation certificate and the no-rise certificate. And the no-rise certificate generally tells them, this is how you have to put your home on this property. It has to be, we've got 2-foot freeboard in our floodplain ordinance, so if the DFE is 23 feet, then they have to have it 2 foot higher. So the top of their bottom floor has to be 2 foot above the base flood elevation. And that's the problem we're having is they're getting these studies done, but decide they don't want to do it and they're putting their homes on the ground, so they're in violation. We can pay all this money and get the studies done, have the, no rise certificate's done, and then they disregard them.
But on commercial, especially on the aggregates and sand pits and stuff, nothing is permanently ever built. It's all portable.
Yes.
I mean, they come in, mine it, then
The
leave.
spoils is what they're
Correct.
worried about, what's gonna be sitting, you know. I'm never gonna say again, if we get another event, because this is Liberty County. I mean, I've lived here 40 years, so
Mhm.
it's gonna happen. But
Well, my concern is it's taken so long to get these.
well, at first, the problem was that Harrington as well as Hallett's, the engineers and the developers themselves, there wasn't communication, which I was really glad we had
The workshop.
that, the workshop, because it let everybody be on the same page now, know exactly what we're talking about. So once I get the approval from LJA, I will get it on the docket and get it taken care of.
Are they going to do it within the 30-day time period?
Well, they have. And generally, anything that's already been taken care of is not going forward. So that's already done. So if there's another item, then that gets done. So I can bring everything that was taken care of or what was asked when I bring it to court.
Make a motion to table.
Motion from Bruce,
I'll second.
second from Darrell. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 30 from Mr. C. and the fire marshal. Andy? Consider and approve the purchase of a vehicle through a cooperative contract for the fire marshal. So I understand that the other truck
It's total.
is totaled. Okay.
He's been dealing with the company on what he had on there, the equipment and everything, and we should be getting a check for $48,154. The original truck was only about $44,45.
We made about $500 on this deal. 5,000.
So anyway, I put it on here kind of generically because we're still looking around and trying to find something on a lot. The original was 24. This is a 25 Chevrolet Silverado for $57,687.13. I handed it out to you. You can see it. And it's a buy board contract 698-23.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce. Second from David. And now my old buddy Bill up in north part of the county will know that we did actually vote for this after the other one was totaled.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Number 31, I'm going to ask you to move this into executive session. So at this time,
Make a motion to go into executive session.
got a motion from Bruce, second from David. Go into executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it is now 10:24. Okay, item number 31 was consideration moving to executive session under or Texas Government Code 551.071, consultation with attorney. The motion to move in executive session was by Bruce, second by David, and our time in was 10:24 a.m. Our time out was now 10:34 a.m. And was consideration was to approve outside counsel to prepare and file associated responsive documents related to the Texas Commission on Jail Standards. Second, amended remedial order for immediate suspension of operations and closure of Liberty County Jail and any potential litigation. Matthew or Kathy, we need to add anything to this?
No, we would ask for y'all to approve this resolution.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, Second from David to approve this resolution. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays.
Make a motion to adjourn.
That motion carries. Motion from Bruce, second from David to adjourn. I'm not even gonna ask for any discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.